Hey everyone, I'm Sarah Ramsden.
And I'm Summer Inanin. In today's episode of SNS TV, we're going to talk about bloating and what to do about bloating specifically after you eat.
Yeah, and this is one of the most common digestive complaints I see from my clients. What about you?
Yeah, very, very common. They get that food baby.
Yeah, you go out for dinner and you dress to anticipate that food baby after you've eaten. And you know what? We believe you should wear your most favorite clothes at all times. So let's deal with this bloating situation.
Let's kill the food baby.
Yeah. So what we're going to do today is go through the top most obvious reasons for bloating after you eat. Then we're going to talk about how you can start determining which one of them apply to you, because there's a lot of them at the end.
So first and foremost, the way that you eat. So if you're eating really rushed, you're in a stressed state of mind, then that shuts down your digestive system. You need to be in a state of rest and digest. So your body needs to be relaxed to properly digest food. On top of that, you need to make sure that you chew your food really well. So put your fork down in between each bite. Your food should be like a liquid in your mouth before you swallow it.
Because you don't have teeth in your stomach.
Yeah. In addition to that, as we go through the digestive process, if you don't have enough stomach acid or hypochlorhydria, then that is going to prevent the proper breakdown of food, specifically proteins. Then it's going to go through and undigested or not fully digested, or it'll ferment. In addition to that, if you have a low functioning pancreas that's not producing enough enzymes, that will also affect digestion and therefore contribute to bloating.
Yeah, and a damaged digestive tract. So a damaged small intestine, where those villi, these little guys, these hairs that line the digestive tract are damaged, they can't produce the enzymes to complete that final stage of digestion. And then things like dysbiosis, which is an imbalance in your gut bacteria. So normally we want there to be about 80% good guys and only 20% bad guys, because we never get rid of them completely. But when that balance changes, those bad bacteria are really going to feed off any partially digested food for any of these reasons we've mentioned previously, but also they're going to chow down on carbohydrates and ferment it and produce gases. And then we have things like gastrointestinal infections. That could be parasites, that could be yeast, that could be bacteria, as in things like SIBO or small intestine bacterial overgrowth. And then we have things like FODMAP intolerances. And these often come in conjunction with everything that we're talking about to do with bloating. But FODMAP intolerances, or FODMAPs actually, it stands for fermentable oligosaccharides, disaccharides, monosaccharides, and polyls.
Good job.
Did I get them all?
I think so.
Okay. So a lot of people have problems breaking down these kind of specific carbohydrates, and these are things like apples and pears and cherries and onions and wheat. There's so many of them. They cause serious bloating. And also things like food chemicals, so salicylates and amines.
Yeah, things found in like artificial sweeteners and stuff too, right?
Totally, yeah.
In addition to that, any sort of food intolerances, so whether it's, the casein or whey that's in dairy or soy, gluten, we even see it a lot of times with nuts. Things like eggs can cause bloating in certain people, so it's really important to do like a full elimination diet or work with a practitioner. We're talking about like FODMAPs, we're talking about SIBO, we're talking about food intolerances. It can be overwhelming. We definitely suggest working with a practitioner on some of those things, like one of us.
Yeah.
If you have celiac or gluten intolerance, that's obviously going to contribute to bloating. Constipation, so this is a big one, and we've done a video on constipation before, so we're not going to go into it. But if your body's not properly eliminating things, you're going to get bloated. Things are going to get backed up. Exactly. Any use of medications like antibiotics or birth control pill, those can contribute to the conditions that we talked about previously. So the gut dysbiosis and intolerances and things like that.
Yeah.
In addition to that, chronic stress. So any type of chronic stress is going to exacerbate any of these issues. So it's going to make it harder for you to digest. It's going to contribute to low stomach acid. It's going to contribute to issues in the gastrointestinal tract. So managing your lifestyle and your stress is paramount as well.
Yeah, and we've given you a ton of options here, like where bloating can come from. How do you figure out what it is for you? And it most likely is a combination of things. But the first thing that you need to do is to keep a food journal. And we get our clients to do this all the time. We literally want you to write down, what did you eat for breakfast, lunch, dinner? What did you drink? How much? When? how did you feel before and after? I want you to pay attention to things like not just bloating, but brain fog, cramping, anything that you feel different, like after you eat your food. And then slowly you'll start to see patterns in what you can and you cannot tolerate. You can start figuring out, eggs. I notice that after I have breakfast I get bloating, but every other meal I'm fine. So maybe it's eggs. So you need to start playing investigator. And then you can work with a practitioner like Summer or I, and we'll help you really refine it down.
Yeah. So also check out our videos on whether you have what to do about a food sensitivity, how do you know if you can tolerate dairy, and constipation, because we talk about this stuff in different ways, and we also talk about like a gut healing protocol, which becomes really important when we're talking about bloating.
Yeah. So in the comments below, let us know what tips and tricks you have for other people that have helped with your bloating. Maybe something we haven't mentioned. We've only given you the really obvious ones today.
Yeah. All right, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode of SNS TV.